All right, so cool. So we have a dancing character. Now let's see if we can put him to music and add a little bit of interactivity to the whole scene. So for starters, we have this basic scene we made. And remember, like when we dragged in Paul, we had to like change his scale and all these things. What if we don't have to do that again? We don't want to set the controller. We just want to have it work. I can drag it in every time. And to do that, I'm going to create what's called a prefab. And this is kind of a way of setting, of saving all the settings for an object in the scene exactly as it is. So I can just drag it into other scenes again. So to do that, I'm going to right-click and go to Create Prefab. And I'll call this Paul Prefab. Cool. And then here, in my hierarchy, I have Paul. I'm going to drag him onto that prefab. That's it. Now watch. So if I drag another prefab in, there he is all set up. And another one. And if I hit play, they all have the animator controller. So this is great. Prefabs are really, really powerful. Let me kill these from the scene. So I have another scene that I put out. It's kind of a template for a dance party. So if we go into scenes, you'll see this thing called multi-character. I should just rename that the dance party. I'm going to spin it around. And so I have kind of like a little bit of moodier lighting going on here. And what you'll see is I have this game object called dancers. So let's watch what happens if I hit play. It's going to take a sec because it's going to crunch all of the all the dance info. And then I have this scene. And one of the important things here is if I hit right and left, it swaps between, I'll turn it on a little bit. It swaps between different music and animations. And if I hit up or down, it swaps between different characters. So I have three kind of simple characters, and then I put in a basic synchronized character. And all these, again, are just kind of templates for you to get started building your own dance scenes. And so let's look at how these work. So if you look over here, anything that's in under dancers is going to get animated in turn. When I press the up or down key, it's just going to select the previous or next object in this list. Synchronized dancing is a little special, so that's a game object that has other dancers inside of it, and it has a script called the Animate All Children script and an animator on top. And what that does is when I go and toggle through a certain animation, it applies the animation to this animator, and then this script sees that change and applies it to all the children. So it's a way to kind of have individual animations, like individual single-person animations or kind of large multi-person animations. So let's put Paul in. So if I go back here and I find the prefab that I just pulled up, I'm gonna drag this prefab up to the very tippy top, and I'm gonna turn this off. The animator is gonna take care of all this. Paul's a little low, so we're gonna pull him up. So now if I hit play, it activates the prefab, but it's not doing the samba dance we originally put on it. Instead, it's doing a dance in its list of dances. And if I hit left and right, it lets me, just kind of like it does in Mixamo, lets me swap through all of these dances really, really quickly. This is super powerful. And it's meant to be kind of a simple way to get kind of the power of Mixamo into a 3D scene in Unity. Last thing we're going to look at is this game object called Music and Animations. So this has its own game objects with its own animations on it. And one thing that we haven't done yet is set up the dance we got from Paul. So let's do this. So I'm going to go in here and click Create Empty. And let's call it Mega Samba. And so the first thing we're going to do is drag the Samba controller onto it. So every one of these things has two objects on it. It has an animator that has the animation, and it has an audio source of audio it's going to play. So let's go and grab some Samba music. I'm super lazy about all this, so I just go onto YouTube and look for whatever I can find. And sure, let's do this. Cool. This is a great thing if you're not used to it. If you modify that URL to just say Ute and hit enter, it lets you download an MP3 very, very quickly. So here's my MP3 coming down. And once that comes down, we're just going to pull that in, and we'll be all set. All right, so I'm just going to drag this into, I have a Musica folder, and it's going to take a sec to pull it in. All right, and so now if I look in here, I'm going to see this Pata Pata Samba dance, and I'm going to drag it on here, uncheck Plan Awake, and check Loop. I want it to loop. So cool, and now let's pull this up to the top of the list, just so we don't have to wait, whoops, to the tippy top of the list. And if I hit play, great. And just like before, left and right move me back and forth between these. So I hope this makes sense to you. If not, leave a comment, and this should get you started making your own Unity dance parties.